Hello, welcome to Invictus Motors. We've got ultimately one of my dream cars. This is the Mercedes-AMG GT S. When I see this AMG GT S right now with the bonnet open, because I'll be going right into the bonnet and telling you a little bit about the engine, but when I see this Mercedes, it reminds me of the Mercedes, those gull wings Mercedes from the 50s, and obviously you had that vertical finish just here at the front of the Mercedes from the 60s, from the 70s, from the 80s, and obviously they completely ruined it from the 90s onwards. And thank God for the Mercedes SLRs when they came out back with those gull wings. I wish I'd bought one of this back then, but I didn't. Well, what this is what you probably see in the F1. That's if you watch F1, it's the safety qualifying, or the safety car that you see in the qualifying laps or throughout the race. It's the Mercedes-AMG GT or the GTS or the GTR. I don't know what they use precisely, but it is this shape of the Mercedes. And obviously in the later years, they started to use the Aston Martin Vantage. The reason I've got the bonnet open is to show you the 4-litre V8 engine underneath right here. This produces 510 brake horsepower, 650 Newton meters of torque, and 0 to 60 possible in 3.8 seconds, and the top speed being a staggering 193 miles per hour, 7 miles an hour off from that 200 miles limit. And you could see this has been signed by an engineer in Germany, because this engine is handcrafted, and this engine and the sound it produces and what this engine is all about is what I'll be spending my time in this review. Let me put this down and I'll tell you a little bit about the specification, because I'm so eager and hungry to get into it and drive it. Well, this is finished in this brilliant blue metallic color. They've got staggered alloy sizes, so 19 inch at the front and 20 inch at the back, and they are the 10 spoke AMG alloys finished with yellow calipers. Specification wise, I mean, I will probably lose my mind. I mean, this has got so much carbon, so much specs, starting from the AMG suspension, the AMG switchable sports exhaust system, this brilliant dual clutch transmission, the carbon steering wheel, the carbon inside. This is incredible. It's got the AMG Sport Edition seats, the two-tone leather, and the illuminating side door sills. Has got the navigation system, Bluetooth connectivity, you name it. From a specification point of view, I've had quite a few of these. I mean, in total, we've had about 4 AMG GTs. Some of them were the GTSs and some of them were simply the GTs. And this specification in this is absolutely staggering, and it doesn't get any better than this. Hopefully, this is everything you need to know on the spec, a little bit about the history, and as I said, I'm hungry, need to get into that door seat to drive it. And talking about hungry, there are millions of people out there in Afghanistan that are hungry, because this is where I'm from. So you watching this video goes and benefits, you know, a lot of people out there, because we get paid by YouTube because of the minutes and the time you spend watching my content and my videos. That money gets donated to a UK registered charity, and the beautiful government that we have here in the UK, for each £100 they give us an additional £25, and that money gets sent to Afghanistan. And we've got quite a number of projects there, starting from water wells. We're building a school. We've got 2 schools for girls, and above all, you know, we do other side projects, doing food packages and simply buying bread for people that probably haven't had bread for a whole week. So thank you for watching the video, and if you'd like to donate directly, the link is in the description below. Or if you'd like to just have a chat about charity, about life, about cars, just give me a ring and I will see if I can give you 10 minutes of my time. Now back to the AMG GT, and something that is quite a beautiful story about the AMG GTs, other than having just discovered that this has got touch central locking and, you know, keyless entry and access. What I've discovered about it is that this has the 4-litre V8 engine that you also find in the brand new Aston Martin Vantage. And if you are looking for an Aston Martin Vantage, I do have the AMR Hero Edition. You've got to up your budget a bit to get that. That's at £93,000. And let's get into this right now. Now I'm inside the AMG GTS, and finally I get to drive it, and it's a keyless start. Engine button pressed. It sounds incredible. And you've got a rear view camera as well. starting right away from the get-go in terms of handling, people are like normally questioning the idea of this really elongated front bonnet space. Well, that weight distribution on this is actually, as a matter of fact, better than what you would expect in one of the best handling Porsches, which is the Porsche Cayman. They're mid-engine cars. This is a front-engine car. The reason this has a better weight distribution than the Porsche Cayman is purely because the back of the vehicle, especially that boot lid, is made out of steel. This has a handling of 4951. This is the weight distribution, 4951. A Porsche Cayman is 4753. Hopefully that should now explain. Hopefully now this should explain why ultimately this is one of the best sports cars on the road. And with a car that looks like this, and it looks absolutely mega for something that is priced at under £60,000, and a sports car that drives well, handles well, sounds absolutely amazing, and it being a V8 4-litre, it still offers rather decent MPG, and rather decent MPG, by which I mean on average you will get anywhere between 23 to 26 miles per gallon, having done quite a few trips in these AMG GTSs. And this sound right here is satisfying. It's music to my ears. A proper 4-litre V8 engine that produces 510 bhp, 649 newton meters of torque, 0 to 62 miles per hour possible in 3.8 seconds, and the top speed being a staggering 193 miles an hour. And as I said, boy oh boy, does it handle like a dream. Right now, all the settings in this is just the standard comfort settings. I haven't gone into the fact that I needed to press the suspension button where you've got the damper control system, and that damper control system gives you two settings. This is in the softest, most comfortable setting, and then you've got medium, and then ultimately you've got hard setting. And of course this has got the AMG switchable exhaust system and the AMG edition sports carbon steering wheel, and the AMG edition sports seats makes it an absolutely joyful of a car anyone can possibly sit in and drive. If I want to, let's put it in sports mode, drop a gear. And it just becomes so much snappier, aggressive, and just roaring and ready to go. The little things that I love about it from a technology point of view, you know, that engages with you, is just as I put my foot down on the brake to start to slow down, is that the feedback and the fact that the seat belt is just holding me back. It's a nice thing to feel, and it's a nice experience to have. And another really wonderful quality of this is, of course, is the glass roof right there at the top. I think this glass roof makes it very cozy and a nice space to be on, in the inside. And this, from a practical from a car that you want to just daily about and poodle around in. It's by no way, form or shape a car that's simply for weekend use. Should you want, you can just poodle around in it and just daily drive it if you like. I mean, in terms of mileage, it's just done over 70,000 miles now. And I needed to give it one more last go before we wrap up this video. And just to kind of conclude, specification wise, overall, what you get from a package point of view, this is ultimately probably one of the best AMG GTSs out there. If you've got any questions, feel free to let us know, and see you in future videos. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like. Whatever money that's made out of our YouTube channel gets donated to a UK registered charity. So thank you once again, and see you next time.